Have you ever wondered how often mental health stigma silently dictates the rules of your dating life? In the world of modern dating, an unseen force can often influence the dynamics of burgeoning relationships. This force is the stigma surrounding mental health. Socially constructed and deeply ingrained, stigma shapes perceptions and behaviors without most even realizing it. It begins subtly, through whispered misconceptions and societal expectations, setting the stage for barriers that many find difficult to discuss openly. Let's peel back the layers of this invisible barrier and see just how deep the impact goes. Stigma doesn't just appear out of nowhere, it's built, reinforced, and perpetuated through societal attitudes. When it comes to mental health, this stigma is deeply entrenched in our society's fabric, influencing perceptions and behaviors in profound ways, including the realm of dating. Let's delve into the origins of this stigma. Historically, mental health issues were poorly understood. Ancient civilizations often attributed mental illnesses to supernatural phenomena or divine punishment, setting the stage for centuries of misinformation and fear. As we moved into modern times, though the supernatural explanations largely faded, the stigma did not. Instead, it evolved, finding new footholds in a lack of education and persistent myths about mental health. Psychological studies underscore the impact of media portrayal. Films, television shows, and news outlets often depict those with mental health issues as unpredictable, dangerous, or incapable of leading a normal life. These portrayals can shape public perception, creating an aura of fear or mistrust around mental health conditions. Moreover, the educational systems in many parts of the world provide little to no effective mental health education. This lack of awareness breeds ignorance, which in turn fosters stigma. Without proper education, myths and misconceptions flourish, and the cycle of stigma continues unabated. Experts suggest that tackling stigma requires a multifaceted approach, involving better education, more accurate media representation, and a shift in societal attitudes towards mental health. With these roots, stigma casts a long shadow over many aspects of life, including the romantic. Imagine going on a date with an invisible third wheel, stigma. It's there, though unseen, influencing conversations and shaping perceptions, all without saying a word. Today, let's delve into how this silent companion affects dating, especially when mental health is in the mix. First, consider the moment of disclosure. It's a pivotal point on any date when someone decides to share their mental health struggles. This isn't just a casual conversation starter, it's a reveal that can change the dynamics drastically. Statistics show that over half of people feel uneasy dating someone with a known mental health issue, not necessarily from malice, but often due to misunderstanding or fear. These misconceptions can lead to fear or withdrawal. Many worry that mental health challenges might mean a partner is unstable or unpredictable. However, this is a distorted view fueled by stigma. Mental health issues are health issues, just like a cold or a broken leg, and they can be managed. But when stigma enters the dialogue, it brings with it shadows of doubt and fear that can cool what might otherwise be a warm connection. Moreover, for those wrestling with these issues, the internal conflict is profound. The decision to disclose their mental health status is fraught with anxiety. They might wonder, will they still like me? Am I more than my condition? This internal dialogue can be exhausting and isolating, making the dating world seem more daunting than it already is. The challenges don't stop at personal interactions. Stigma can influence one's self-image and expectations from a relationship. People might feel undeserving of love or fearful of rejection, which can lead them to withdraw emotionally and physically from romantic engagements. Understanding these dynamics is crucial. It's not just about finding someone who accepts you for who you are, but also about navigating the complexities that mental health issues introduce into relationships. The weight of this stigma can distort perceptions and interactions in ways we might not even realize. What do those who navigate these waters daily have to say? Meet Emily, a vibrant 30-year-old who has navigated the turbulent waters of dating while managing anxiety. She shares, "Every time I felt ready to open up about my anxiety, I was met with confusion or even dismissal. It felt like my dates saw me as my condition first, and as a person, second." On the flip side, we hear from Michael, a software developer and a self-proclaimed introvert who found resilience through rejection. "I've learned to see it as a filter. rather than a barrier. Those who can't understand my struggles with depression aren't the right fit for me, he explains. Turning to the professionals, Dr. Helen Fisher, a psychologist specializing in relationship dynamics, offers her insight. The stigma surrounding mental health can create significant barriers in forming meaningful romantic connections. It's crucial for individuals to communicate openly and for listeners to respond with empathy and understanding. Another perspective comes from Tom, a counselor who runs workshops on mental health and relationships. He notes, "We see a lot of progress when people are educated about mental health. Knowledge fosters empathy, which is essential in any relationship, especially romantic ones. These stories and expert insights provide a clearer picture of the everyday reality of dating with a mental health stigma." Through understanding and open dialogue, we can start to dismantle the barriers that stigma creates in the search for love and connection. Knowing is only half the battle. What can actually be done to break down the walls of mental health stigma in dating? It's a pivotal question, and thankfully there are actionable steps we can take to foster a more accepting and understanding dating environment. Firstly, open communication is key. When individuals feel safe to discuss their mental health openly, without fear of judgment, it encourages a deeper, more genuine connection. This means being honest about one's own mental health struggles and also being a compassionate listener when others share theirs. It's about creating a dialogue that is respectful and empathetic. Education plays a crucial role as well. Many still hold misconceptions about mental health, influenced by outdated stereotypes and misinformation. By educating ourselves and others, we can replace ignorance with understanding. This can be as simple as sharing articles, supporting mental health organizations, or even hosting workshops that discuss the realities of mental health in dating. Advocacy is another powerful tool. Standing up against mental health stigma in any form not only helps the individuals directly affected, but also sets a precedent for what is acceptable within our communities. It's about being vocal and visible in our support for mental health awareness. Lastly, promoting mental health awareness within dating communities can be incredibly effective. This might involve collaborating with dating apps and websites to create features that promote mental wellness, or organizing events that focus on healthy dating practices. Each step taken towards understanding and openness is a step away from stigma. By incorporating these strategies into our dating lives, we actively contribute to a world where mental health is no longer a barrier to love, but a bridge to deeper connection. Change begins with a choice, your choice. Throughout this video, we've explored the pervasive and often invisible barrier that mental health stigma creates in our dating lives. We've unpacked the layers of this stigma, understanding how it not only hampers our chances at love but also perpetuates a cycle of misunderstanding and isolation. Mental health is an integral part of our overall well-being, and acknowledging this within the dating context is crucial. By addressing mental health openly, we not only enhance our dating experiences, but also contribute to building relationships that are rooted in understanding and empathy. The stories shared today highlight the profound impact that stigma can have on individuals seeking meaningful connections. These narratives are not just tales of struggle, but of resilience and hope. They remind us that change is possible and it starts with us. So next time you find yourself on a date, remember the real connection happens when we see beyond the stigma.